Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Bola, bola, bola. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada
विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Sanstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Stotra Sat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेता भक्त वृंद की कलियुग पावन श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. O glories to the Sambhu devotees, O glories to the Sambhu devotees, O glories to the Sambhu devotees, O glories to lotus feet. Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki.
Namaste Narasimhaya Pralada Ladadaine
Pralada Ladadaine
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Shilatankanakalaye
Shilatankanakalaye
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimha
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimha
Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha
Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha
Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapare
Narasingha Madhim Sharanam Prapare
Davakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshava Drita Narahari Roba Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Avakara Kamalavare Nakam Adhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Vrindam Keshava Drita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Keshava Drita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
Keshava Drita Nara Hare Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev.
Jaya Narsingha Dev, Jaya Narsingha Dev, Jaya Narsingha Dev, Jaya Narsingha Dev.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Narasimha Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Keshava Maharaj Swami ki.
Hare Krishna. So I humbly request all the devotees to please take your seats. There's lots of seats, and if you're seeing me, lots of seats in front Srila Prabhupada on this way. And we have enough chairs. So make sure you full from the front row going down. So please settle as fast as possible. Everyone, please take your seats or request some extra seats. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We'd like to humbly request His Holiness Swami Bhagavan Keshava Maharaj to please take the Vyasasan. And I'd like to humbly request His Grace Paramatma Prabhu to do the honor for us, to welcome. Of course, first of all, I will welcome Paramatma Prabhu here. I never see Paramatma Prabhu as happy as today. I was seeing a little video at the airport, and I was seeing Paramatma Prabhu was like, next to Maharaj, and he was so happy. I never really see him that happy. So we'll give Paramatma Prabhu the honor to welcome each and every one of you formally and to introduce Maharaj to the first time here in Guyana. Paramatma Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhupada Prabhu. We are indeed very, very fortunate, extremely fortunate to have with us this evening and over the next 4 days in Guyana, His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Swami. This is the first time he is, his lotus feet, I would say, is touching the soil of South America and specifically Guyana. He has been in Trinidad for the last 4 days, and this morning he arrived in Guyana. For those of us who are not so familiar with Maharaj, I'm sure that 90% of us here knows Maharaj very well because all over YouTube his lecture videos are there. But for those who don't know him, he is a respected Vaishnava teacher, author, and spiritual mentor whose work has reached audiences across universities, corporate and government settings, as well as spiritual communities around the world. He has developed more than 50 courses and authored over 10 books on Vaishnava teaching, Vaishnava theology, presenting the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita in practical and relatable way. Maharaj was also selected for the 2025-2026 Harvard Divinity School Monastic Fellowship. his teaching focus on bringing genuine spirituality into everyday life, developing stronger sadhana, which incidentally is our topic this evening, the main theme this evening, purpose, discipline, relationship, leadership, and inner transformation. Whether you already know Maharaj or are hearing about him for the first time, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to hear from him personally, face to face, and receive his association this evening.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. It's an honor to be in Guyana. It's an honor to be with all of you this evening. Thank you, Paramatma Prabhu, for the kind words of introduction. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am the Paramatma and I am directing the wanderings of all living beings. So I think Paramatma Prabhu is following in the footsteps of Paramatma. So yeah, by his encouragement and the encouragement of all of you, Prabhupada Dev Prabhu, thank you so much, and all the leaders here. It's an honor, and well, let's talk about Krishna, sing about Krishna, come closer to Krishna, and in this way make our lives perfect. Srila Prabhupada ki. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Braja Jana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Nitai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Shri Hari Ram Sankirtan ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vancha kalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhyaeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So thank you everyone for coming this evening. Today we are discussing sadhana or spiritual practice. And today we will read from chapter number 12 of the Bhagavad Gita. So chapter number 12, as you know, is entitled Devotional Service. And here Krishna is explaining all about the secrets of devotion. So before we read the verse that I want to discuss today, I'll read the verse before because this is very, very important. In the 8th verse of the 12th chapter, Krishna says to Arjuna, Maeva mana adhatsva mai buddhim niveshaya Nivaishasi mameva ata urdhvam na samsayaha. Krishna tells Arjuna, just fix your mind upon me. Krishna says it like it's an easy thing. Just fix your mind on me. What's the difficulty? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. So here Krishna is speaking like it's an easy thing. Just fix your mind on me. Now let me ask you, is it easy to fix your mind on Krishna? Once a devotee said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, sometimes I forget Krishna. Prabhupada said, you always forget Krishna and sometimes you remember him. So to remember Krishna is not such an easy thing, because our mind is hijacked by so many different concerns. Once I saw a sign on a car, it said, do not disturb, already disturbed. Alpa Ayusha and Upadruta, very, very disturbed mind. So the mind, sometimes the Niti Shastra compares the mind. Markatasya surapanam tatra vrishchikadam sanam yanmadhye bhuta samcharam yadva tadva bhavishyati. You want to know what the mind is like? Markatasya, it's like a monkey. Surapanam, it's like a monkey that's drunk. Tatra vrishchikadam sanam, it's like a monkey that's completely drunk, that's been bitten by a scorpion. Tan madhye bhuta samcharam, the mind is like a monkey, completely drunk, bitten by a scorpion, and then haunted by a ghost. Yadva tadva bhavishyati. Who can even predict what the mind will come up with next? Once I remember I was coming back from the temple. I was a university student, and I went on the underground train. And to go on the underground train, you have to take an escalator. It goes down. So I was at the top of the escalator, and it was completely packed. And in my mind, a thought said to me, push the person in front of you. I was just in the temple praying to Krishna, is this the effect? So the mind, chanchalam, himana Krishna, is very unsteady. Even all of us are sitting here, but it takes some time to arrive. Body is here. Mind is still in so many different places. Who can bring the mind to one place? Very difficult. They said first we were nowhere, civilization, and then we made inventions and we got somewhere. And then the inventions got even better, we got technology, and then we were everywhere. But because now we have technology, we're always constantly elsewhere. And because we're elsewhere, we're basically nowhere. Nowhere, somewhere, everywhere, elsewhere, nowhere. Mind is everywhere and nowhere. So therefore, to put the mind in one thing is very, very difficult. Therefore, the great devotees are praying, let my mind be on Krishna. Dvaime nanya vishaya matir madhupate sakrit ratem udvahatad adha gange vogum madanvati. Kunti Mahaprani prays very beautifully, may my mind flow towards you, Krishna, like the Ganga flows towards the ocean, not being impeded by anything. So very, very beautiful prayer. Rupa Goswami says, Yuvatinam yatha yuni, yunam cha yuvato yatha, mano bhiramate tadvan, mano me ramatam tvai. Just as the minds of young girls naturally go to young boys, And just as the minds of young boys naturally go to young girls, Mano bhiramate tadvan, mano me ramatam tvai. May my mind one day go as naturally towards you, Krishna. So we are praying for this day when we can just remember Krishna. Always remember Krishna and never forget Him. That's it. If you do that, that's the goal of the Krishna consciousness movement. Sarve vidhi nisheda shur etayor eva kinkara. Everything else you do is a kinkara, a servant to this one principle, that somehow to always remember Krishna. Sometime one person told me it's impractical. Krishna says, engage your mind in always thinking of me. Become my devotee. Worship me. And then eventually you will come to me. He said, it's impractical. I said, why is it impractical? What about if we change the verse? Engage your mind in always thinking of yourself. Devote everything to yourself. Worship yourself. Being completely absorbed in yourself. Very natural. Spontaneous. He said, that one sounds like Raganuga. I said, yeah, that's right. That one comes Raganuga. That one comes spontaneous. I said, one day it shifts. It's very natural to always think of Krishna, but in our current state, it's not. So Krishna is very kind. Krishna doesn't just tell us the ideal, but Krishna is aware of the real. If you want to be a teacher, then you have to tell people what is the ideal. But if you want to be a teacher, you also have to understand what is the real. And then what you have to do is tell people how to get there. So in 12.8, Krishna says the ideal. But Krishna can read your mind because you're thinking, I can't do that. So then in 12.9, Krishna says, okay, let me give you something real that you can do. Atachitam samadhatum nashaknoshi mahi stiram abhyasa yogena tato mamichaptum dhananjaya. Very beautiful. Krishna says, O Arjun, winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind on me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of bhakti yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. It's very, very amazing. Arjun's name is Dhananjaya. Dhana means? No one has any wealth here? Wealth, no? Dhana means wealth. Jaya means winner. So Arjun's name is the one who has won all the wealth. Wow, what a name. One time Prabhupada, he initiated one disciple and he gave him the name Dhananjaya. Now if you join the Krishna consciousness movement and you get the name Dhananjaya, you might feel the pressure to do a bit of fundraising, you know. He was feeling the pressure. Got to do some fundraising here, you know, bring the funds for the movement. So one time he was reading the Bhagavatam, and he read in the Bhagavatam that there's a mountain of gold in the universe. So he came to Prabhupada, Dhananjaya, and he said, Prabhupada, I heard there's a mountain of gold in the universe. Prabhupada said, yes. He said, Prabhupada, do you know where it is? Prabhupada said, yes. He said, Prabhupada, if I asked you, could you tell me where it is? Prabhupada said, yes. He said, Prabhupada, can you tell me where it is? Prabhupada said, no. Prabhupada looked at him and said, why do you want to know? He said, because I want to go to that gold mountain. I'll just take, 10, 20 kgs. And then we'll use it to fund all of our projects. And you know what Prabhupada said? He said, forget 10, 20 kgs of gold. Bring 10 or 20 devotees. Devotees are 100 times more valuable than gold. A devotee is 100 times more valuable. Devotees are the real gold. One who has given their heart to Krishna, they are gold. So Dhananjaya means winner of wealth. But it's interesting, what Krishna is now telling Dhananjaya is that I want you to do sadhana. He's telling Dhananjaya, just follow the regulative principles of devotion. What is the regulative principles? Sadhana. So this word sadhana is very, very interesting. Sat, dhana, iti, sadhana. There are many types of dhana in the world. Right? There are many ways in which people measure wealth. The most obvious one is the dollars. But then sometimes people realize there's something more than just the wealth of money, because money is just numbers. Did you know? Money in the world is ethereal. It's just a number on a screen. Therefore, people sometimes measure wealth in terms of other things, gold or land. Sometimes we measure wealth by how many cows do you have. Then you can say there are more subtle types of wealth. If you have knowledge, that's a wealth. If you have austerity, that's also a wealth. So there are many types of wealth. But sadhana, iti sadhana. Sadhana or spiritual practice is that which awakens sadhana, the eternal wealth. And what is the eternal wealth? Golokera premadhana, harinam sankirtan. Premadhana, the dhana, the wealth of love. If you have love, if you have some love in your heart, if you have a soft heart, if you can shed one tear for Krishna in love, not because your partner left you or something, Krishna. If you can drop a tear of love for Krishna, you are the most wealthy. Prema dhana vina vyartha daridra jivan dasa kori vetan more deha prema dhan. Kaviraj Goswami says, Prema dhana vina. If I don't have the wealth of love, daridra jivan, then I'm a poor man. I'm a poor man. In the world, people may say I'm a big man. I'm a poor man if I don't have love in my heart. Therefore, he looks at Krishna, he says, Dasa Kori, Krishna, make me your servant. Vedana more, and I only ask for one salary. Deha prema dhan. Give me the wealth of love. So, sadhana makes you really wealthy. And here what Krishna is telling Arjuna is that if you can't remember me spontaneously, then do it by regulation. That means every single day, when your mind is going all over the place, you sit down and you say, now I'm going to focus my mind on Krishna. And it's not easy. It's a battle. It's difficult. Just to sit in one place and chant Krishna's names without being disturbed. It's a very difficult proposal. One time, one person, he came to the temple and he said to me, why do you guys give me numbers? I said, what do you mean numbers? He said, your whole philosophy is about numbers. 4 Kumaras, Pancha Tattva, Sadhana Swami, Sapta Rishi, Asta Sakhi, Nava Yogendras, Dasa Avatar. I said, okay, wow, you done a good analysis, I said. That's amazing. He said, but these numbers I don't worry about. But you guys always give me numbers. 16 rounds. 16 rounds, 4 regs. At one initiation ceremony, the devotee said, I'll chant 4 rounds and 16 regs. But wow, that's original. So he said, I don't like all of these 16 rounds. He said, when I was young, my parents gave me a number. I want you to get this much in the exam. Then when I was at work, my boss gave me a number. I want you to hit this target. And then he said, I got married. I said, stop there, it's okay, it's fine. I understand, I'm feeling your heart, I'm feeling the pain. I'm feeling the pain, brother. I know what you're going through, you know. He said, my whole life people gave me numbers. He said, now I just want to come to the Hare Krishna movement, Aram. I want to relax. I want to relax. And then you guys give me numbers. 16 rounds. He said, I don't chant 16 rounds. I chant from the heart. Prem se. No numbers. From the heart. And then he looked at me and he said, where does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? Where does he say 16 rounds? Show me. Where? I opened up the Gita, I said, Krishna says, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, 24 hours rounds. He said, where? I said, look, it's here, right in the middle. Right in the middle, 9:13, 9:14, Krishna says, 14. He said, where? I said, look, here, look, Satatam. He said, okay, I'll do 16 rounds. So, people don't like numbers. People don't like regulation. People like Krishna consciousness. It's nice. I like these. You sing, you dance, you know. People like. Once we were doing a Harinam actually, and one devotee said, I love you guys. Not one new person on the street in Scotland. He said, I love you guys. He saw us doing Harinam. He said, I love you guys. You're always singing, you're always dancing, you're always happy. But one thing, don't you guys have any new songs? So I said, no, we keep singing this song all the time. He said, all the time, same song. So people like us. People like Krishna consciousness. But who is making a commitment to sadhana? That is very important. You see, because the depth of any relationship is proportionate to commitment. Am I right? The moment you make a commitment in a relationship, then the relationship becomes very deep. Just like husband and wife. This is my specialist subject. Sometimes people say to me, how you know so many things about all this? Husband, wife. You got no realization, you got no practical. You're speaking theoretical. You don't know about husband-wife relationship. I told him, look, I lived in the Brahmachari ashram 20 years. And in the Brahmachari ashram, we had one room. It was called Grihastha therapy. So what we did is we told all the Grihastha Prabhus, come up. If life gets a little bit intense, just come up to the Brahmachari ashram, relax. So what would happen is the Grihastha, he would come and then we would tell him, just sit down, relax. You say, no, I'm in so much anxiety, my wife, my job, my everything. So we would tell him, just lie down on the bed, relax. And then he would lie down, and then we would tell him, tell us what's going on. Share your heart. And then 1 hour, my God, non-stop. This problem, this problem, this problem. After 1 hour, he felt so good, someone listened to him. So it was a very good arrangement, because he said, I get free therapy and you guys get free brahmachari class. Extra impetus to remain brahmachari. He's happy, we're happy, everyone's happy, wife is happy, she gets a break. It's a win-win situation. So I know a lot because we hear many things. But it's not always easy living together with someone. Every day you have to see them, every day you have to deal with the emotional roller coaster. One devotee said to me, Tranada pi suni chena. Definitely you have to wear this around your neck. So it's not easy to live together, husband and wife, but you did it. Many of you did it for so many years. And it's a very deep relationship. It's incredible. I see devotees married 50, 60 years. Amazing. What an amazing commitment. Once I was in a class and someone said to me, Swamiji, do you believe in love marriages or arranged marriages? I said, no. And then I looked at him and I told him, do all love marriages have love in them? He said, no. I said, do all arranged marriages have love in them? He said, no. So I told him, it doesn't matter so much how two people come together, but what matters is what do they do once they're together. Commitment. So if it's husband and wife, you need commitment, otherwise there's no love. If it's parents and children, you go committed. Therefore there's so much love, right? Where there's two friends who are together, there's commitment. And therefore, you know there are friends you can call anytime and they'll be ready to help you. Because you commit to each other, the relationship is very strong. What about when you're trying to bring someone to Krishna consciousness or introduce them? You're committed to them. I remember when I was 15 or 16 years old, the devotees would constantly call me to come to the programs. Constantly. I thought, my God, maybe they think I'm the next like Acharya or something. They're so enthusiastic. And then I realized they do this for everyone. They're so committed to helping others. If you want to have a loving relationship with your spiritual teacher, commitment. Prabhupada was instructed by a spiritual teacher in 1922, but he remained committed to the instruction his whole life. Incredible commitment. So then there is love. And here what Krishna is saying is that if you can't think of me constantly, just become committed to me by following sadhana. If you become committed to following me by practicing sadhana every single day, then eventually the remembrance of Krishna will become very, very natural. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunoi Shravana Disudachite Karaye Udoy. You don't have to get love for Krishna from anywhere. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem is already in your heart. Shravanadi Sudhachite. But by the process of Shravan, Kirtan, Sadhana, Sudhachite, the consciousness gets purified. and the love is again reawakened. And so the great devotees make a commitment in sadhana. When the Goswamis of Vrindavan made a commitment in sadhana, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says their vows were like lines in a stone. Once they came in front of Krishna and they said, I make a commitment, there's no question of erasing that commitment. Therefore, Sanatan Goswami every single day did Govardhan Parikrama. That was his vow. Every single day, Raghunath Das Goswami, what was his vow? 1,000 times I will pay obeisances to Krishna, 2,000 times I will pay obeisances to the Vaishnavas, 100,000 names of Krishna I will chant, and 3 hours I will talk about Lord Chaitanya Katha. Wow. Haridas Thakur simplified it. He said, I'm just going to chant 300,000 names of Krishna. But look at the commitment every single day. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gananatibi Kala Vasani Krito. Sankhya. They were counting it. How much am I going to do for Krishna? So, those who make a commitment in sadhana, those who show up every single morning. Madhvacharya, he says, I don't judge a person by how much they can do in one day. I judge them by what they do every day. Who is ready to show up every single day and say, I'm going to give the best of my attention to Krishna? That person who makes a very strong vow, that person eventually awakens ecstatic love. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master once said to Mahaprabhu, I will tell you the verse which is the essence of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is how many verses long? 18,000. So Mahaprabhu's spiritual master told him, I'll tell you one verse. This verse is the essence of Bhagavatam. Which verse? Anyone want to have a guess? Which verse do you think is the most important verse of Bhagavatam? Anyone want to give a guess? No guess? You can say in English, or you can say one word or one line. Ete chamsha kalapumsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Wrong. Good try. Wrong. Anyone else? Many verses we quote from Bhagavatam all the time. Tell me, what do you think is the most important? Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam saranam braja. Wrong. Nice verse. Bhagavad Gita. But not the one I'm looking for. Tell me more. Tate nukampam shushamikshmano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Wrong. Shrinvatam svakata Krishna punya shravana kirtana. Wrong. So, for a small fee, I can give you the answer. So, Mahaprabhu's spiritual master told him, I will teach you a verse. And this verse, Bole bar e bar, he recited it again and again. And he said, this verse is the essence of Bhagavatam. Interesting. Evam vratasva priyanama kirtya Jatanurago drutachitta uchche hasatyatiro ditiro tikayati Unmadavan nrityati lokabhayaha. Very beautiful. Ishvara Puri said this verse is the essence of Bhagavatam. What does this verse say? Evam vrata. When you make a vow, when you make an unbreakable vow, Priyanama Kirtya, to chant the holy name and do sadhana every single day, what happens? Jatanurago. Anurag. Attachment. Spontaneous love awakens in your heart. And what happens when spontaneous love awakens in your heart? Hasati. You begin to smile. Nrityati. You begin to dance. Roditi. You begin to cry in separation. Okay, no worries. You smile, you dance, you begin to cry in separation, and you become so absorbed in Krishna, loka abhaya. You become completely indifferent to what the world thinks. Isn't it amazing? We're so worried about what the world thinks about us. They say in the first 20 years of your life, you're very worried what people think about you. In the second 20 years of your life, you don't care what people think about you. And in the final 20 years of your life, you realize nobody was thinking about you. No one's thinking about me. So when we become absorbed in Krishna, he says, Evam vrata. But you have to take a vrata, isn't it? You have to take a vow. You have to make a commitment. In your life, for anything you wanted to achieve, you made a commitment. You wanted to achieve a degree, you made a commitment. You wanted to achieve in your occupation, you made a commitment. You wanted to establish some kind of relationship, you made a commitment. So every day we have to ask ourselves, what is my commitment to Krishna? And that commitment is sadhana. So let us not waste the opportunity. In life, we put our time, energy, our blood, sweat, tears in so many things. And what's the result? All of those things will be taken away by the waves of time. Imagine that. All of the wealth, all of the possessions, at the end of life, it all goes to somebody else. And it usually goes to the person you don't like the most. Amazing, amazing. You know what Bhagavatam says about money? To earn money, so much anxiety. Once you have the money, so much anxiety, someone will take it, someone will take it. And when finally you have to spend the money, so much anxiety. It's amazing. From the beginning, middle to the end of the whole life cycle, there's so much anxiety. Therefore, Krishna says, you are Dhananjaya. But don't settle for the dhan of this world. Now you do sadhan and get the real wealth of love for Krishna. Because prema dhana vina. You can have many things. But if you don't have love, daridra jivan, poor person, poor. So this is the great opportunity we have. So may we all develop some love for Krishna by following the process of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. I don't know if we have time for questions. Is it? If anyone has any question they'd like to ask about sadhana, about spiritual practice, about Krishna consciousness, or if you want marriage advice, I can.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for the inspiring class this evening. In several of your lectures, I've heard you spoke about the 5 a.m. club, that's what you call it?
5 a.m. club.
Yeah. And I thought it's directly related to this topic of sadhana. So for the benefit of our devotees, I don't know if you can explain a little about it.
Yeah. When we wake up in the morning, the first thing we have to do is remember that we have nothing to do with this world. When we wake up in the morning, the very first thing we should do is remember, I am an eternal servant of Krishna, separate from this body and mind. This life is just one chapter, but I'm on a journey to somewhere, an eternal place, the playground of Krishna. That is the destination we're all trying to get to. So the very first thing we do in the morning when we wake up is we don't run out of the door trying to get to work on time. Because then what happens is the whole day you're not living in your eternal identity, you're living in your temporary role. So the first thing we do in the morning, for goodness sake, don't look at your phone. If you want to make one vrata today, I invite you, make a vrat that for the first 2 or 3 hours of the day, I don't look at my phone. Because the first thing we have to do in this, when we wake up in the morning, is to realize, what is all of this? I'm an eternal servant of Krishna. That's the most important thing. So when we wake up, we put everything on pause and we just spend time with Krishna. And therefore we tell people, join the 5 a.m. club. Rise early. Spend some time with Krishna. Chant his names. Try to do some reading. Reflect. Do some journaling. Make an intention for the day. And then if you really want to, you can check your phone. If you really want to. If you do that, you see, I tell people you have to join the 5 a.m. club before you join the 9 a.m. reality. Because if you don't join the 5 a.m. club before the 9 a.m. reality, it will become the 12 p.m. catastrophe. You will get completely bewildered by this world. This world is cruel. This world is harsh. This world will send you things you never expected. How will you be able to deal with it? If the first thing you've done in the morning, the first thing you have to do is realize, I'm a spiritual being. So therefore, sometimes we think the morning program is a ritual. It's not a ritual. It's an opportunity to remember the most inspiring thing in your life. It's okay. Don't take the illusion too seriously. Here today, gone tomorrow. But we get so absorbed in my life, my problems, my desires, my relationships, me, my. Relax. Here today, gone tomorrow. We are a spiritual being. So when we join the 5 a.m. club, we understand this very deeply, and then nothing in the world can bewilder you. Otherwise, good luck. It's hard. It's hard out there. So if you're interested, we have free membership for the 5 a.m. club starting tomorrow morning.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for your wonderful, inspirational presentation this evening. It's a privilege to be in satsang and to listen to you in person. Maharaj, before I ask the question, you indicated about a verse in Bhagavatam, the most important verse. Can you tell us the canto and the text and like that, so we make a note?
Okay,
I think
I'm
everyone
useless
wants
at numbers, yeah. No, I mean, of course, Mahaprabhu's spiritual master does say this. The first verse that someone recited, Ete Chamsha, someone here recited that? Yeah. So actually, Prabhu is right. Whoever said that verse, that's the verse that Jiva Goswami says is the Paribhasa Sutra. So all of these verses are important. All 18,000 are the most important. But the one I was mentioning is 11 to 40.
11 to 40?
11 to 40 is the one that Ishvara Puri tells Mahaprabhu is the most important, the essence of the Bhagavatam. And the one here, Ete Chamsha Kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. This verse, Jiva Goswami says, is the Paribhasa Sutra, the Emperor verse. So they're all important, what to do. You'll have to memorize all of them.
So, Maharaj,
Okay.
Sometimes our chanting, I mean, you're emphasizing on sadhana, sometimes our chanting or reading or temple attendance becomes routine or mechanical.
Yeah.
How can we transform sadhana from something simply that we have to do and something that we look forward in doing? Thank you.
Yes, we have to. Sometimes it becomes mechanical, right? We're doing it just because it's part of the schedule and it's a duty. We must always remember why we're doing what we're doing. There's a reason behind it. There's a goal behind it. So therefore we connect with the why, and then we can do the activities in a more conscious way. Along with our sadhana, we associate with devotees who actually have a taste. There are devotees in this world who have a great taste for chanting the holy names of Krishna. I know devotees who have been doing 32 rounds a day for decades. They have a taste. So when you connect with people who have a taste, isn't it? When you hear someone who has taste for the Bhagavatam, then just by hearing them speak, you think, my God, maybe I should read this book as well. Sometimes I hear people speaking on the Bhagavatam and I'm like, this is so amazing. Am I reading the same book as them? They seem to have amazing insight, isn't it? So like, we get taste from others also. But yes, the real thing is we must do it from the heart. I'll tell you a story. Once, nowadays I'm on the airport quite a lot. So once I was at Heathrow Airport, London, and the flight was delayed. So I was at the airport, you know. So then I did something I've never done before. You know what I did? I went to the prayer room in Heathrow Airport. You know, airports have a prayer room? So I went to the prayer room. So I came into the prayer room in Heathrow Airport, and the prayer room was in 3 sections. The first one was there was a cross. So it was Christian. So there was one Christian person there praying. So I went to the next, and there was like Quranic verses. So that was the Muslim. So then one person was doing namaz there. So then I went to the third section. So the third section was like everyone else. And there was no one there. So there was no one in the third one, so I thought maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. So there was a chair like this. So I sat down on the chair. So from the corner of my eye, I could see the Muslim doing the namaz. And in the other eye, I could see the Christian doing his prayer. I thought, I can also pray. So I sat down on the sofa like this. So I was sitting like this. So I put my hand in my bead bag. I started chanting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I was chanting. I was keeping my eyes closed. And then I heard some footsteps. But my eyes were closed. So I heard the footsteps, but I said, no, I'm not going to open my eyes. I'm doing attentive chanting. I'm absorbed. How can I open my eyes? Although there's someone here, I'm absorbed. So I kept my eyes closed. And then the footsteps kept coming closer and closer, like this. And they were getting, like a little, then I was like, my God, there's someone standing in front of me. But, no, I'm experiencing the taste of the holy name. Lokabayaha, indifferent to the world. And finally, I felt someone like breathing on me. So then finally, I was sitting like this. I opened my eyes. And there were 2 people standing in front of me with machine guns. This is absolutely true. I'm not lying. Absolutely true. There were 2 people standing in front of me with machine guns. I looked at them, and the first thing he said to me? He was holding a gun like this. He looked at me and he said, "Are you praying?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm definitely praying." Can you imagine? He looked at me with a machine. He said, "Are you praying?" I said, "Of course I'm praying. What do you think I'm doing here? I'm a monk." He said, "This is not just a fashion statement. I'm a monk." The other officer looked at me. He said, "This room is for praying. So if you're not praying, you need to leave." And then they left. I was thinking, who are these, like the Yamadutas or something? Like, it was very interesting, They said the prayer room is for people who want to pray. And then I realized, yeah, I'm chanting. But am I praying? Yeah, we chant. Who's praying? Krishna, please engage me in your service. I really want to see you. You have to pray. So they reminded me on that day. No, yeah, are you praying? You have to. So sometimes in japa time I get flashbacks. Like when I'm chanting, I got my eyes closed. I'm like, make sure I'm praying before I open my eyes. There might be some guy with a machine gun there. And they were Heathrow Airport police officers who came to give me a message. Don't just chant mechanically, you have to pray. So yeah, thank you for raising that point, Prabhu. Sometimes it just becomes mechanical. We have to do it from the heart, with some bhav. Thank you.
Hare
Did
Krishna
someone hear?
Maharaj.
Yes.
Where commitment is concerned, we are naturally committed to our self-interest. Every one of us. Our self-interest trumps every relationship. And where anger is concerned, we can see that we do have the ability to control it when we recognize that it is in our interest to do so. My boss is abusing me, cursing me out, and I'm quietly enduring it because I know it is in my interest. My mind wants to rebel, but my intellect says, hey, shut up, this is where you earn your living, you will lose it all right now, don't. So we do have that ability. And you had mentioned in the beginning that Krishna is the one that controls the wandering in every way of all souls. Varta manu vartante manushaha parta sarvasyaha. And if you would be so kind to elucidate this statement. How come Krishna is controlling the wanderings of all souls, since we do have
free will.
Free will.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your... And you mentioned the word repeatedly there, self-interest. It's very interesting you mentioned that word, because today I told you the verse which Ishvara Puri said is the most essential verse of Bhagavatam. Then I told you the verse Jiva Goswami says is the most essential verse of the Bhagavatam. But do you know the verse of the Bhagavatam that Prabhupada quoted the most? Don't worry, I won't do that whole exercise again. I'll tell you. This verse is the verse that Prabhupada quoted the most in his lectures and conversations. And the first line of the verse, Nate vidu svarkta gatim hi vishnum durasaya ye bahirarthamanina. This is a very famous verse by Prahlad. And what he basically says, persons who are entrapped in material consciousness do not know their real self-interest. Sva-artha means your self-interest. Nate vidu svartha gatim hi vishnum. People do not know that their real self-interest is all fulfilled when they connect with Vishnu. So yes, we have to be convinced that without Krishna, without a connection with Krishna, there's no happiness, there's no result, there's no attainment of satisfaction. And therefore one understands this is my self-interest. If I want to be happy, I have to give my heart to Krishna. If I give my heart to the other things of this world, if I give my heart to a person, if I give my heart to an achievement, if I give my heart to some kind of achieving popularity or status, I will be disappointed, because that is not my self-interest. My self-interest is when I'm connected to Krishna.
Maharaj.
So I just say one more thing and then I'll come back to you. So you're saying Krishna is directing the wanderings. Ishvara sarva bhutanam riddhya arjuna tistati. I'm in the heart, Krishna says, I'm directing the wanderings. But then we say there's free will, so how does that work? I think you understand. Krishna doesn't force, but Krishna simply responds to the desire of the living entity. So once you utilize your free will and say, I want to do this, then Krishna will direct and make all the arrangements so that you can utilize the free will in the way you want to use it. So Krishna doesn't force. Krishna doesn't interfere. All Krishna does is he reciprocates with the way in which we use our free will and we desire. So in that way, both things can coexist. That we have free will, but still Krishna is directing. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And if I may, I feel that since Krishna is the one that provides the fruit of our activities, he does not inspire activity, nor does he get personally involved in our desires to do anything. But he lays out the path by which we will experience our karmic account.
Yes. Well, in one sense, Krishna does. He's trying to inspire us. He's trying to educate us.
Yeah.
Krishna is doing everything he can to try and make it as easy as possible for us. But finally, Krishna looks at each soul and says, Yata ichha tatha guru. What more can I do? Now you have to do what you want to do.
And since we want happiness and everything that we're doing is for the one reason to be happy, it means if we are still not committed to Krishna, and it means we don't know that Krishna is Anand, and
Yeah, we don't.
we naturally will be committed to Krishna if we recognize that he is happiness. And there is no happiness in the world. So the detachment of the world will be spontaneous when you recognize where your happiness truly lies.
Yeah, you have to become convinced that there's nothing in this world which is worth chasing. You have to become convinced of that. You have to become convinced that every time I tried to pursue a material desire in the world, I was disappointed. That's it. It went wrong. It went wrong. Saint Teresa of Avila said more tears were shed from prayers that were answered than from prayers that were unanswered. Because we pray for so many things, and those things bring us in more trouble. A man and wife, just to continue the marriage theme, a man and wife were married for 50 years. The genie came, he said, congratulations, you're both 70 years old. You've been married for 50 years. The genie looked at the man and said, you get any wish you want. So the man said, I wish my wife was 20 years younger than me. Boom, he became 90. He said, no, there must be a problem here. What? He said, no, yours? No, that's not what I wanted. No, I meant something else. No. You asked for it. So we ask for so many things. I wish I get this. I wish I get that. I wish I was with this person. I wish I had that position. And then it brings you so much misery. Ye hi samsparsha jaboga dukkha yonaya evate. Powerful words, Krishna says. Every type of sukha that you get in this world is the dukkha yoni. We hold a trophy up. This is my sukha. What we don't understand is right inside that sukha. Dukkha. I'll tell you a funny story. There was a marriage in... I'll tell the joke and then anyway, you'll understand my heart. There was a marriage in Russia. Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj told me this story. So the man was getting married, of course, to the lady. So they were getting married, and then Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj came in, and so it was coming to the end of the ceremony. And this is his wife. Her first name, Tamara. Tamara is like a Russian name. Her first name, Tamara. And her second name, Dukkha. Says, I pronounce you husband and wife with your wife. Tamara Dukkha. Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj told me that story. But anyway, it's not always like that. You can also have a happy marriage. It's not always tamara dukkha. But it was just interesting. It was just interesting that her name was Tamara Dukkha. These things happen. Dukkhayanaya eva te. We pursue, don't be careful. Don't pursue these things in the world. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Krishna's telling you. You will. Oh, you're not Hindi, that's why you don't understand. Tamara means yours. Dukkha means distress. Oh, sorry, I didn't translate for you. Sorry, I assumed you knew Hindi. So the name of his wife, Tamara, your dukkha, distress. This is your happily married, your distress. I have nothing, anyway, I have to just put a footnote here. I have nothing against marriage, grihastha ashram. Amazing. No, it's wonderful. Honestly. It's honestly. If I was qualified, I would have done it. But I'm not qualified. Sorry, did someone?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. First of all, thank you very much for inspiring presentation this evening. I always look at your reels on Facebook. For me right now, it's an all-real moment, sorry. So thank you very much for being here with us. My question, Maharaj, is that how can we remain steady in our sadhana when our spiritual enthusiasm becomes weak?
Thank you. Yes, enthusiasm is always going up and down. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining we are in the stage of anistita bhajana kriya, which means unsteady devotion. He also says ghana tarala. Ghana tarala means we go thick and thin. Some days excited, some days not, some days amazing, some days not, up and down, up and down. Prabhu, what can I say? We're not always enthusiastic, but we have to be determined. Are you enthusiastic to go to school every day? Are you enthusiastic to go to school any day, we should ask? Are you enthusiastic in your relationship with someone every day? Sometimes even your kids, you're not enthusiastic, if you're honest. It's not every day you're overflowing with motherly love, like, oh, wonderful, my kids, you know. Sometimes you're looking at them, you're thinking. Isn't it? You're not so enthusiastic every day. Who's enthusiastic every day? One mother tell me here, you're enthusiastic every day. No one is. Name me one activity in life that you're enthusiastic about all the time. Prasadam. Whoever said that? Prabhu, there'll be a time when even prasadam is a struggle. Trust me. No, we are not but we recognize there is value. Prabhu here was saying swartha, your self-interest. So we have to go above just functioning on enthusiasm. We have to get to the point of functioning on intelligence. Don't give up what you want most for what feels good now. If you can follow that sutra, your life will transform. Don't give up what you want most for what feels good now. So even when we're not enthusiastic, through intelligence, through association, through vows and determination. Why do we take initiation vows? Because even when you wake up and you're not enthusiastic, what can you do? You made a vow. You have to do it. And when you start doing it, you start liking it. But you have to start doing it. So therefore, this determination must be there. So thank you very much, everyone. Wishing you a wonderful journey ahead, wonderful sadhana. Maybe we'll see some of you tomorrow morning. And if you're not enthusiastic about 5 a.m., you can be enthusiastic about prasadam, which is about to be served. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Marge, is possible that we can take one final question? One Prabhu been holding the mic for the last half an hour, I think. So please.
Thank you very much.
And we haven't heard anything from the ladies, the Matajis. I was thinking, I hold the mic to say that let us hear something from one Mataji or lady. One final question, Moots, for tonight. We will continue tomorrow morning and tomorrow next evening. Yes, Prabhu?
Thank you.
Make it short and sweet.
Sure. Maharaj, why, Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, why is sadhana still so difficult for many, even though it has been mercifully reduced from 64 rounds to 32 to 16? If we look at the practice of devotional service from time immemorial, it's been mercifully reduced for our advantage in this age. Is it lack of desire, commitment? Is it our ambition for other things? What is it exactly that makes it so difficult, even though it's been made easy for us?
Thank you, Prabhu. Well, Prabhu says it's been mercifully reduced. I understand where you're coming from. But actually, Rupa Goswami says, when I hear the names Krishna, I wish I had thousands of ears. I wish I had thousands of tongues. I wish I had thousands of hours in which to engage. But the problem is we are diseased, isn't it? This is what Nectar of Instruction says. Shyat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitaptya Vidya Pitto Pataptara Samasya Narochikanu Kintva Darad Anunidam Khalaseva Justa Svadvikramad Bhavati Tad Gatamula Hantri. The holy name, Krishna's activities are sweet like sugar candy. You get, no, here? Sugar candy? Of course. Krishna's name is sweet like sugar candy. But our tongue is afflicted with the jaundice of avidya. We have taste for the wrong things. So therefore, like Prabhupada would say, what is this smoking? Prabhupada would say, what is this smoking? They are putting fire in their mouth. Prabhupada says so innocently. So everything in Hindi we say ulta. It's all upside down. So sadhana is hard because we are a diseased person. When we are diseased, even a sweet thing tastes bitter. When you have jaundice, a sweet thing tastes very bitter. Isn't it? Like some of you may have got COVID. I got COVID. Not now, but just a disclaimer there. Maharaj, out. Quarantine. I lost my taste for the first time in my life. Anyone here lost their taste? Experience it, no? Actually, you don't feel like eating only. It's great if you want to lose weight, You don't feel like eating at all. No taste. It's just like putting something in your mouth. Chewing. No taste. No rasa. You feel like, what's the point of eating? Let it go. I don't need to eat. Disease condition. So therefore, that's why it all becomes difficult, because we are diseased. So there's only one way, anudinam, every day, adarat, very carefully. Sri Rupa says these two things. You have to do it anudinam, every day, and adarat. Adarat means do very carefully. And if you do these things, then he says eventually you overcome the jaundice, you start tasting the rasa of the name. Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, beautiful. The name is the very form of rasa. Maybe one day we'll get one drop of taste for the holy name of Krishna. That's what we're praying for. All right? Anyway, so much more. We can continue in the future days. Yes. All right, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for coming to Guyana. Thank you for a wonderful class. Can I share something that you made me remember? Thank you. Actually, in the chanting, when you first said about chanting, I remembered vividly about His Grace Vaisheshika Maharaj and Nirkula Mataji, ISKCON Silicon Valley. That Maharaj said about making a comeback. Making a comeback in every bead that we chant. We should actually try to make a comeback. Meaning, I understand that hear and chant, chant and hear, making that comeback.
Yeah,
I just
beautiful.
simply want to share that you made me remember. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you for sharing. Yes. Make a comeback.
Hare Krishna, thank you all very much. Put your hands together, a loud round of applause for His Holiness. I was going to say His Holiness Kadamakanda Maharaj. His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Maharaj. A dream come true that, yes, as Mataji said, for Maharaj to be in Guyana is quite something. And Paramatma Prabhu and Mahaprabhu Prabhu were just reminding me to also mention very, very nice and very important and meaningful for the whole world Vaishnava community is that Maharaj recently also took up the service in the line of Srila Prabhupada and our Vaishnava tradition, the chain of disciplic succession, which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, that Maharaj are now also initiating Guru within the ISKCON movement.